You're casually scrolling through social media when you stumble across a video of hundreds of people hurling tomatoes at each other in pure chaos. Your first thought? These people have lost their minds. But what if I told you this is actually a celebrated tradition that brings entire communities together? Welcome to the wild world of human traditions that are so bizarre. They'll make you question everything you thought you knew about normal celebrations. Today, we're diving deep into the most mind-blowing cultural practices from around the globe that will leave you speechless. From festivals involving actual firewalking to ceremonies where people voluntarily get stung by hundreds of wasps, these aren't just random acts of weirdness. These are sacred traditions passed down through generations, each with fascinating stories that reveal the incredible diversity of human culture. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll have some pretty wild conversation starters for your next dinner party. So buckle up as we explore traditions so strange, you won't believe they actually exist. Let's kick things off with something that sounds like it belongs in a horror movie rather than a celebration. In the remote villages of Papua New Guinea, the Sateramawe tribe practices one of the most painful coming-of-age ceremonies on Earth. Young boys, when they reach adolescence, must prove their manhood by sticking their hands into gloves woven from leaves and filled with bullet ants. Now, if you're not familiar with bullet ants, let me paint you a picture. These insects have a sting so painful that it's literally compared to being shot by a bullet. The pain is so intense that it ranks as the highest level on the Schmidt Pain Index. But here's where it gets even more intense. The boys must keep their hands in these gloves for a full 10 minutes while dancing and singing, all while enduring what researchers describe as waves of blinding, electric pain. The truly mind-blowing part? This isn't a one-time ordeal. To be considered a true warrior, boys must repeat this ritual 20 times over several months or years. The community believes this extreme test builds character, courage, and the mental fortitude needed to face life's challenges. While it might seem barbaric from the outside, for the Sateramawe people, it's a sacred rite that connects young men to their ancestors and tribal identity. But painful initiations aren't limited to the Amazon. Let's travel to Vanuatu, where the ancient ritual of land diving makes modern bungee jumping look like child's play. Every spring, the men of Pentecost Island construct wooden towers up to 100 feet tall using nothing but local materials and traditional techniques passed down for over 1,500 years. Here's where it gets absolutely insane. These men tie vines around their ankles and leap head first from these towering structures, aiming to get as close to the ground as possible without actually hitting it. There are no safety harnesses, no backup systems, and no second chances. The vines are carefully measured based on each jumper's weight and height, but there's always an element of deadly risk. The tradition originated from an ancient legend about a woman who fled from her abusive husband by climbing a tall tree and jumping off with vines tied to her ankles. When her husband followed and jumped without the vines, he died, and she survived. Today, this ritual serves multiple purposes. It's a test of courage, a spiritual cleansing before the yam harvest, and a way to ensure the community's prosperity for the coming year. Now let's shift gears to something that involves fire, which automatically makes it 10 times more terrifying. In rural areas of China and Southeast Asia, firewalking ceremonies have been practiced for thousands of years. But we're not talking about quickly scampering across a few hot coals. These are intense rituals where participants walk barefoot across beds of burning embers that can reach temperatures of over 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. The preparation for firewalking is as fascinating as the event itself. Participants often fast for days, meditate extensively, and enter trance-like states believed to provide spiritual protection. Some practitioners claim that faith and mental preparation actually prevent burns, though scientists suggest that factors like moisture on the feet, quick movement, and the low heat conductivity of charcoal play important roles in preventing serious injury. What makes this tradition particularly captivating is its global presence with local variations. In Greece, the firewalking ritual called anastenaria involves dancing on hot coals while holding religious icons. In Fiji, firewalking is performed on heated stones rather than coals, and it's believed to bring good luck and spiritual purification to entire villages. Speaking of fire, let's talk about a Spanish tradition that takes pyrotechnics to absolutely ridiculous levels. Las Fallas in Valencia isn't just a festival. It's a citywide celebration where artists spend months creating enormous elaborate sculptures called fallas, some reaching heights of over 60 feet and costing hundreds of thousands of dollars to construct. But here's the kicker. After displaying these incredible artistic masterpieces for just 1 week, the entire city gathers to burn them all down in a massive bonfire celebration called La Crema. We're talking about destroying art that would be museum-worthy in most cultures, all in the name of tradition and renewal. The symbolism runs deep. The burning represents the triumph of spring over winter, the cleansing of the old to make way for the new, and a community's willingness to let go of material attachments. It's both beautiful and heartbreaking to watch months of artistic work go up in flames in minutes, but for the people of Valencia, this destruction is the whole point of the celebration. Now let's venture into tradition that involves some seriously questionable cuisine. In parts of Cambodia, deep-fried spiders aren't just a snack. They're a delicacy with deep cultural significance. These aren't tiny house spiders we're talking about. We're discussing palm-sized tarantulas that are seasoned with garlic, salt, and sugar, then fried until crispy. The tradition started during food shortages when people had to get creative with protein sources, but it evolved into something much more meaningful. Eating these spiders is believed to bring good luck, enhance virility, and provide medicinal benefits. Vendors sell them by the dozen at markets and roadside stands, and they're often the first thing offered to honored guests. What's particularly fascinating is how this tradition reflects humanity's incredible adaptability and our ability to find meaning and nutrition in the most unlikely places. While most people would run screaming from a dinner plate full of spiders, in Cambodia, it's a source of pride and cultural identity. Let's journey to Scotland for a tradition that combines athleticism with absolute chaos. The Highland Games feature competitions that seem designed by someone with a seriously twisted sense of humor. We're talking about events like caber tossing, where athletes attempt to flip enormous wooden poles end over end, and hammer throwing using implements that weigh over 20 pounds. But the crown jewel of weird athletic traditions has to be cheese rolling in Gloucestershire, England. Picture this. A 9-pound wheel of cheese gets rolled down an incredibly steep hill, and dozens of people chase after it at breakneck speed, tumbling, crashing, and basically risking life and limb for the chance to catch a piece of dairy. The hill is so steep that most participants end up rolling down rather than running, leading to inevitable injuries ranging from broken bones to concussions. Medical teams are always on standby because someone always gets hurt. Yet hundreds of people travel from around the world to participate in this gloriously ridiculous tradition that dates back hundreds of years. These traditions remind us that human culture is infinitely more diverse and wonderfully weird than we often realize. What seems bizarre to one culture is sacred to another, and these practices connect communities to their ancestors, their environment, and each other in ways that transcend logical explanation. Each tradition we've explored today represents generations of shared human experience, passed down through stories, practice, and community participation. They're living reminders that our species thrives on ritual, meaning-making, and collective celebration, even when those celebrations involve pain, fire, spiders, or chasing cheese down dangerous hills. The next time you think your local festival is strange, remember that somewhere in the world people are probably doing something far more bizarre and finding deep meaning in it. These traditions prove that humanity's capacity for creativity, courage, and community knows no bounds. If you found these incredible traditions as fascinating as I did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more amazing content exploring the mysteries and wonders of our world. There's so much more bizarre human behavior to discover, and I can't wait to share it with you.